Welcome back to the AI Guy podcast, the twice-weekly show for busy operators who want practical AI wins without the hype. I'm your host, and Alex is here too. And yes, this episode is fully AI produced. AI research, AI writing, and AI voices. So if we mispronounce a town name, please blame the robots.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex, and today we're doing an industry deep dive, which means one vertical, real workflows, and a plan you can actually run in an SMB without hiring a small army.
Exactly. Today's vertical, mid-sized accounting firms, and how to use AI to turn tax season from a panic attack into a process. We'll cover document intake, client emails, work paper prep, review, and a little bit of please stop chasing PDFs energy.
The theme is reduce rework, protect the firm's standards, and free up humans for judgment, not copy-paste. And we'll do it with a stack that's realistic. Microsoft 365 or Google Workspace, a decent practice management system, and a couple of AI tools you can control.
Quick housekeeping. The call to action is always the same. If you want a tailored AI ops report for your business, go to ai.advalorem.io. If you want a free consult, book at tidycal.com/advalorem/AI-guy.
Also, the show is produced by Val Clayman's team at Ad Valorem. We're the AI voices. Val is the human behind the curtain. We just talk about what Val and the team are seeing in the field.
All right, accounting firms. Why this vertical is perfect for AI. It's document-heavy, rules-driven, deadline-driven, and full of repeatable patterns, but it still needs professional judgment and auditability. That combination is basically the ideal human-in-the-loop AI environment.
And the pain points are painfully consistent. Client intake is messy. Emails are a time sink. Staff are hunting for prior year support, and reviewers are spending energy on formatting and completeness instead of risk and reasonableness.
Let's anchor this in a typical mid-size firm. Say 15 to 60 staff, a mix of tax, bookkeeping, payroll, and maybe advisory. They're using either Microsoft 365 or Google Workspace. They have a DMS, or at least a file server. They have a practice management system, and in the best case, they have SOPs that exist somewhere other than in Susan's head.
Susan does not want her head to be your knowledge base.
Susan deserves peace. So here's the roadmap for AI in an accounting firm. We'll do it in 4 layers. 1, intake and data capture. 2, communications. 3, work paper and deliverable preparation. 4, review and quality control. And we'll keep a 5th layer running underneath, governance and confidentiality.
Layer 1, intake and data capture. The before world is clients email PDFs, photos, spreadsheets, portal uploads, sometimes a literal screenshot of a spreadsheet. Your staff renames, files, extracts, and rekeys. That's where AI can do real work.
Start with the simplest win, an AI-powered intake checklist that lives in your client portal or your email triage. The goal is not AI does taxes. The goal is AI tells you what's missing before a human touches it.
Right, so think of AI as a completeness auditor. It can read an upload bundle and say, W-2 present, 1099 INT missing, prior year K1 missing, and the mortgage interest statement is blurry. That alone reduces the back and forth that kills margins.
And your tech stack matters. If you're on Google Workspace, Gemini features keep expanding across search and the workspace tools. Google recently highlighted updates like enhanced Gemini tools across Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Drive for synthesis across files. That's relevant because your firm's knowledge is mostly trapped in docs and PDFs.
Google also emphasized personal intelligence, basically secure personalization across things like Gmail and Photos with user control, which matters because AI in a firm has to respect boundaries and permissions. You don't want an intern's model session pulling partner-level client context.
And if you're on Microsoft 365, you've got Copilot and a growing ecosystem of document workflows. Either way, the principle is the same. Use your platform to locate, label, and route documents with a human approval step.
In practice, implement structured intake. That's just a fancy way of saying every engagement has a standard folder structure and every file comes in with metadata: client, entity, year, doc type, and status. AI can propose the metadata. Humans confirm it.
Here's a concrete workflow you can build in 2 weeks. 1. A client uploads documents to a portal folder or emails a dedicated address. 2. An automation grabs the file, runs OCR, and creates a text layer. 3. AI classifies the doc type and proposes a file name and folder destination. 4. AI checks the engagement's doc checklist and flags missing items. 5. A staff member reviews a queue screen, approve, correct, or request missing docs with one click. That's it. That's the win.
If you do only that this quarter, you'll feel it in realization. Because the time you save is the worst time. Interruptions, context switching, and chasing clients.
Layer 2, communications. Accounting firms live in email, and email is where margins go to die. AI can do a lot here, but only if you set guardrails.
Guardrails like templates, tone rules, and no advice without review. The AI drafts, a human signs, period. Also, make it easy to reference the right context. Most bad AI email happens because the model doesn't know what engagement we're talking about.
A great pattern is structured summary cards. AI reads the last 20 emails, the engagement notes, and the doc checklist, then outputs a short card, client request, status, missing items, next action, and risk flags. Then it drafts a response using a firm-approved template.
This is also where firm leaders should be honest. You're not paying staff to type. You're paying them to think and to protect you. So the drafting can be automated. The judgment cannot.
And speaking of models, the frontier models keep shifting. Anthropic's Claude Opus 4.6a was positioned as better at coding, sustaining tasks longer, and producing higher quality professional output, with better ability to extract info from large document sets and do financial analysis. That's exactly the capability profile you want for read 150 pages of client support and tell me what matters.
But even if the models are amazing, your process still needs 1. Clear inputs, 2. A place to store outputs, and 3. A review step, which brings us to layer 3, work paper and deliverable preparation.
Work papers are basically structured reasoning plus evidence. AI is good at structure and summarization, so you can use AI to draft client meeting notes to work paper narratives, PBC lists and follow-ups, first-pass reconciliations, variance explanations, memo skeletons, and then humans fill in judgment and verify evidence.
My favorite, underappreciated win. AI creates a prior year pull pack. It scans last year's file, lists recurring documents, recurring schedules, and common issues, then generates the plan for this year's engagement. That's onboarding for the engagement.
Yes, and if you're using a spreadsheet-heavy workflow, AI in Sheets or Excel can be a force multiplier. Google's release notes have been emphasizing improved complex problem-solving in Gemini 3.1 Pro and their tools and sheets for complex analysis. Regardless of vendor, the point is, don't use AI to invent numbers. Use it to explain numbers you already have.
Say that again for the folks in the back. AI should not fabricate ledger activity, but it can draft the narrative. Revenue increased 12% due to, and then it lists the top drivers from your variance report.
Now, layer 4, review and quality control. This is where firms get nervous because mistakes are expensive. But review is actually a great use AI case because it's pattern detection and checklist enforcement.
Think of AI as your second reviewer that never gets tired and never forgets the checklist. It can check consistency, names, addresses, entity types, year, and whether the support matches the conclusions in the work paper narrative.
You can implement an AI review assistant that does 3 things. 1. Completeness. Are required documents present? 2. Consistency. Do numbers agree across schedules and reports? 3. Reasonableness. Flag anomalies for human attention. The assistant does not sign off. It creates a review queue. Humans decide.
If you're worried about hallucinations, you solve it by forcing citations. Every AI-generated claim should point to the exact file and page it came from. If it can't cite, it goes in the needs human bin.
Now, the fifth layer underneath everything: governance and confidentiality. This is the part where the managing partner suddenly appears like Batman.
I heard someone say, upload client files to a random website.
Exactly. Governance basics for SMB accounting firms. Use business plans with contractual privacy terms. Control access with SSO and groups. Keep a simple AI use policy. What's allowed, what's prohibited, what requires approval. Maintain an engagement level boundary. AI tools should only see what the user is permitted to see. Log prompts and outputs for sensitive workflows. This is not overkill. It's the minimum for risk management.
And make it practical. The best policy is 1 page and followed. The worst policy is 40 pages and ignored.
Let's do a quick starter stack that a mid-size accounting firm can actually deploy. 1. Document intake. Portal plus OCR plus classification plus checklist. 2. Email assistant. Summary cards plus template-driven drafts. 3. Work paper drafting. Narrative templates plus citation requirement. 4. Review assistant. Checklist plus consistency tests plus anomaly flags. 5. Knowledge base. Your SOPs and playbooks in a searchable space. The tools can vary. The architecture stays the same.
And for implementation, keep it phased. Don't AI transform the whole firm in a month. Pick one workflow, one engagement type, and one team. Ship, measure, expand.
Measurement matters. Here are the metrics you track in the first 60 days. Days from client kickoff to complete file, number of follow-up emails per engagement, reviewer hours per return or per month end close, rework rate, number of reviewer notes per work paper, on-time delivery rate. If AI isn't moving those, you're doing AI vibes, not AI operations.
Also, don't ignore training. The staff need a simple playbook: what prompts to use, where to store outputs, and how to sanity check. Otherwise, you get prompt roulette.
Prompt roulette is my least favorite casino game.
Same. Okay, let's do a mini example. Imagine a client sends a PDF packet, bank statements, payroll reports, and a messy spreadsheet called numbers final v7.xlsx. What happens in an AI-enabled firm?
The intake system ingests it, classifies documents, and proposes filing. It flags that the payroll report is missing for 2 pay periods. It generates a one-click request email. Then it produces a summary. Bank statement shows unusual transfers to vendor X. Investigate. The staff member approves filing and sends the request.
Then, for bookkeeping, AI drafts the reconciliation notes: 2 unmatched transactions totaling $8,240, likely owner distributions. But it cites the bank statement page and the GL lines it used. If it can't cite, it asks for human review.
And in tax, AI can prepare a first-pass organizer summary, entity, prior year carry-forwards, recurring forms, and a list of open questions. Then the tax preparer is doing tax work, not administrative archaeology.
Administrative archaeology is exactly what it feels like you're digging through an ancient ruin labeled shared drive.
And the curse is always missing W-2.
Okay, before we wrap, let's talk about a common objection. We can't use AI because of confidentiality. The answer is, you can't use random consumer tools with client data, but you can use enterprise AI tools with the right controls, or you can deploy internal models for specific workflows.
And one more objection. Our staff will rely on AI too much. That's a leadership and process issue. You solve it with required citations, required checklists, and training that emphasizes verification. AI drafts, humans validate.
If your firm wants help designing this safely, Val's team does that.
Go to ai.advalorem.io for a report or book a free consult at tidycal.com/advalorem/AI guy.
All right, recap in 30 seconds. AI for accounting firms is not about robot CPA. It's about structured intake, faster communications, work paper drafting with citations, and review assistance with checklists, all wrapped in governance.
And if you take one action this week, build the intake queue and checklist, your future self will send you a thank you note, probably generated by AI.
Thanks for listening to the AI Guy podcast. We'll be back on Monday with the next episode. Until then, automate the boring parts, protect the important parts, and keep it practical.